One of the most common questions we get asked is, what is release? How do I do it? And what's it going to do to my golf swing when I do learn how to release the club? In today's video, I'm going to talk to you all about release. I'm going to show you some simple techniques that will help you to learn how to release better and what it's actually going to do for your golf swing. That's coming up in the video right now. I'm sure you've all watched golf on the TV and seen the pros ripping drives down the fairway, striking beautiful irons into the greens. What are they doing? What's the thing that's happening in common with all of them? Well, they're all releasing the club really well. So let's break this down into the absolute basics, the simplest possible terms to understand what this release is. And if I hold a golf club in my starting position here, I'm not going to worry too much about positions in this swing, but I'm going to talk about the movement really. And fundamentally what's going to happen is that the club head is going to go to the right of my hands. And as it goes to there, from here as I come into the golf ball, it comes back in line with my hands and it overtakes them and goes past my hands on this side. Obviously if I was left-handed it would be the reverse. But it's that very action of coming from behind my hands to catching up with my hands and overtaking my hands that is the release. And lots of club golfers struggle with this because at the same time they're trying to control the club and make the club hit the golf ball. And in doing that, they rob themselves of that release. So I want to show you how to learn how to do that release, some simple exercises that you can do that will encourage you to get that release happening better. Okay, so you could see there that if I get the club head to come behind my hands, catch up with my hands at impact and overtake my hands, that is what a release is. And I'm going to show you a little exercise that you can do to start learning how to do that. Putting your feet together, just taking a shortish iron, 7, 8 or 9 is a good club to do this with, and just put your feet together and feel those 3 positions of behind your hands, level with your hands and overtaking your hands. And as you can see, the ball it goes relatively straight with a very simple action. And a lot of golfers would be frightened that by allowing the club head to overtake the hands that the ball would go off to the left of the target. But you'll notice it doesn't. Watch again. So feet together, club head behind my hands, level with my hands, overtaking my hands. And you notice the ball goes pretty well straight because the club is going to square itself up naturally at impact. So how do we then start to incorporate that into a swing? Well, once you've got the feel of that, and you might need to hit 20 or 30 balls to get the sense of that movement, what you need to do next is to start to incorporate that into your fuller swing. You also need to notice that with that action, I can't do that if my wrists are stiff. If my wrists get rigid, I am not going to be able to make that move. So I've got to relax my wrists in order to be able to do it. So just once more, relaxed wrists, club head behind, catching up, overtaking. Next, I'm going to start to actually build that into a full swing. So the next part is a slightly bigger swing. I'm going to take my feet a little bit apart and I'm going to allow my swing to just grow a little bit. And so I'm going to go into a sort of 1/2 to 3/4 length swing, back and through, and I can feel the golf club there releasing through impact. If you're new to Easier Swing and you're looking for an easier way to play this game, then welcome. This isn't difficult, it's not technical, and yes, anyone can do it. And it's for all levels of player. Tens of thousands of golfers all around the world are finding a simpler, more natural way to play, with less tension, better rhythm, and far more enjoyment. And it all started with a book written by my brother, Brian Sparks. Right now you can download an introduction completely free. Just head to easierswing.com and start your journey today. So although I can feel that when I'm actually swinging the club, obviously you're watching, you can't feel it. But let's turn to the trusted swing caddy, because that will give us some feedback that will actually help you to see the difference and critically hear the difference when it clicks. So I'm going to set it at a very low setting there. Where are we? 20 miles an hour. And let's do the same thing. We're going to do, first of all, with a release, like that really small exercise with the feet together. And then I'm going to show you swinging the club without a release. And let's just look at the difference. So here, first and foremost, feet together, club behind the hands, and then overtaking the hands. And you can hear that click. Very easy, very relaxed. Again, as I say, my wrists are relaxed while I'm doing this. They have to be in order to create that momentum. But let's just look what happens. And we see this a lot, people taking the swing caddy, trying to make it click, but not having any release. And you'll see there, just basically kind of locked up, and there's no kind of impact, no impetus through the impact area, so that I'm not creating the speed to get the click. Watch again and see how it clicks. And it clicks just after impact here. So you can start to build on that. If you've got a swing caddy, you just start at those very low settings. It may even be lower than that for you, but then start to build it up. Like I did a moment ago, I'm going to take that up to about 30 miles an hour now. I'm going to take my feet slightly apart and make a slightly bigger swing and feel the same thing. And you can feel and hear the click there. So you get the feedback from the device that's telling you you are releasing the club. Again, if I don't release the club, I make a very nice looking golf swing, but it's got no power. It's never going to hit the ball any distance. And in due course, you can learn to ramp that up. Once you get the feel of releasing the club, you'll be surprised at, I'm going to set that up now, double that speed up to 66 miles an hour, taking a normal golf swing, and I can get that release to happen in the swing, and it feels really easy, very relaxed, and I'm creating lots of power there with minimal effort. This is the swing caddy, and this is the hole-in-one, and these are two of the most powerful tools to support your easiest swing journey. With every swing, you get instant feedback, feel and sound, helping you to build your 6 basics, enhancing rhythm, coordination and effortless speed. Golfers around the world are adding distance, improving control and feeling more freedom, all without swinging harder. And every purchase at easiestswing.com includes my free 4-part training course showing you exactly how to unlock your swing's full potential. This device allows you to experience what a good player feels. Visit easiestswing.com and feel the effortless power for yourself. Okay, so you've seen that action, that release action now. Now let's see if we can incorporate that into a full swing with both a 7-iron and a driver, and let's just see how it looks. Okay, let's try the driver. Again, keeping the wrists nice and relaxed throughout the swing, allowing the release to happen. And I'm pretty happy with those kind of golf shots. So why aren't golfers allowing themselves to release the club in that same way? Well, it's a fear of loss of control, and that fear of loss of control makes them feel like they have to control the club head to hit the golf ball. And in doing that, they prevent themselves from being able to release the club. So let's just look at it, go right back to the beginning, to that first exercise where we did it with the feet together. Let's just have a look at that same action. I'm going to do it slightly slower this time so you can see it really clearly. Letting the club go behind my hands and coming forward and overtaking my hands. What's actually going on in my hands as I'm doing that? Well, I've got something that will actually help you to see this a little more clearly, which is this, just a frisbee. And if we have a look at it here, if I was in a golfing position, I'd be about here, but just for the camera's sake, I'm going to bring it up to about there. And let's have a look at what's actually going on with the hands and arms through that action. So when I showed you the club head going behind my hands in the backswing, it would be something like that. It would come back to impact position here and then go through to that. Now, as you can see, there is just a small rotation of this wheel effectively as I'm doing that action, but it's a natural action where it works like that. And what's going to happen when I come back to this position here is naturally my hands are going to come back to this sort of 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock position, which is going to have a square club face. So it's very easy for me to get square like that. It's quite unnatural to come back like that or like that when I'm actually hitting the ball. It's much more natural to come back to this position here and then go through. So once you've learned that, you'll find, one, the release is giving you more power, but secondly, the thing that you're frightened of, which is hitting the ball straight, actually gets easier because it is natural for it to come to a straight position here at the impact position once you're doing that. And if we just have a little look and think, okay, what would happen if I sliced the ball? If you're a slicer and you struggle with slicing the ball, well, what's actually happening is through impact, you're actually working your hands this way, so the lead hand is on top and the trail hand is coming underneath like that. Or if you're hooking, the opposite's happening. This lead hand is stopping and the trail hand is coming over the top, so it's doing that. You can see either of those actions are quite extreme by comparison to what I showed you there before. So once you learn this nice easy release, you're going to find it so much easier to hit the ball with power and to hit it straight. So I know I've used the word position a few times within this, and in easier swing we don't recommend looking for positions, but what we're talking about here is an action that fits within the whole motion of your swing. I'm just going to show you if I do nothing but get that action right. In other words, I'm not going to make a golf swing as such, but I'm just going to do that action. Let's see what actually happens. So that's not a golf swing, as you can see, but I can hit the golf ball 165 yards there with just making sure that I'm releasing the club. So the key there is not to get hung up on the positions and where you are in the swing, but to think that within your own golf swing, am I allowing myself to release the club? If not, why not? Probably because you've got a fear of letting go of it, and probably because you're actually trying to control the club too much. Let go of that control, let the club swing more naturally, and you will find that you can incorporate that action into your swing. So it doesn't matter where your swing is, whether you're upright or flat or whatever you do, but with your golf swing, if you incorporate this action into it, you can get a release too, and you'll increase the power. And as I said, the end result, well, you'll get more control over the golf ball as well. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. And if you have, please remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.